lots of buildings had like been destroyed, and there was a mural of the Virgin Mary and she was untouched, but everything else around her was destroyed. So to me, I'm like, of course, like how do people see this and not think, oh yeah, like, yeah, it makes sense. Hey, welcome to the first episode of the BCC podcast. I'm your co-host Jen.
I'm your other co-host Imani.
And yeah, it's the first episode. Welcome, guys,
in to the Black Couch Conversations.
The Black Couch Conversations. If you're wondering what BCC stands for, that's what it is. If you're listening on Spotify, you can't see us, but if you're on YouTube, you can see the beautiful black couch that we are sitting on. We're currently located at my place. We're at Jen's apartment, and if you can see,
we're decorated for Halloween.
Yes, we're all spookied out. So
we love it.
We love the aesthetics in here.
Yes.
Yeah. So
let's get into it. We're gonna start today off with a little Q&A.
So you guys like get a little insight of who Jen and Imani are.
Yeah. Learn a little bit about us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
But I remember my questions. Oh, yeah. Okay. I remember my questions.
Okay.
So first question is, what was your first impression of me? Because Jen and I actually met at work.
Yeah, for those who don't know, which I mean, I feel like everybody listening is gonna be family and friends. So I met Imani at work a couple months ago. We've known each other for 7 months. That's actually my first question too. We each wrote down 3 questions. We haven't read them to each other yet, but that's actually my first question. So
that's crazy.
But my first impression of Imani was I thought she was drop dead gorgeous. I mean, look at her. Yeah, no, she was really pretty. I thought she was really pretty, and she was really shy. We didn't become besties right away. She didn't open up to me, even though I feel like I was the one to ask little questions. Like I asked her about her wrist tattoo, because she has a Arabic. I'm guessing it's Arabic, right? Yes. Yeah, an Arabic tattoo on her wrist, and I have one on my thigh. So I was like, "Oh, are you Arabic? Are you Muslim or whatever?" Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Arabic is a language.
Are you Arab? Thank you for that.
Well, technically, my dad would tell me that we're Berber, and I could obviously ask my grandpa.
What's that?
So that's indigenous North African.
Okay.
So, because my grandpa was born and raised in Algeria, but in the mountains. Us and Arabs and Berbers are like different, because Arabs are part of I don't know. See, I need to look more into my history for sure.
We could definitely do that for an episode.
That could be a good episode.
Talk about our history.
Yeah. Our culture and whatnot. Yeah. But yeah, it was definitely her that kind of started the friendship. I had to give that to you.
Definitely, yeah. I definitely was the one to pick her brain a little bit, just a couple times.
Yeah.
And I remember hanging out with another friend of mine, another coworker of mine, and
clarification.
I had told clarification, please. Quite on set. But I had told her, I was like, nah, Imani gives me the vibes that when she's around her friends, she's crazy. She's a little, not crazy, but you know what I mean? She's just a different girl.
Right.
She's a different girly.
Which is 100% true.
Than what she is, at work. And I was right. Yeah.
Yes.
So that was my first impression. You were quiet, but you were very pretty.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like I've gotten that first impression a lot.
Yeah.
Just a little more in my shell. Mm-hmm. But so my first impression of you was very obviously you always come to work on 10. She doesn't play. 10. She does not fucking play around. You will never catch her slipping, I feel like.
That's not true, because there's a lot of morning shifts where I go with barely any makeup. Like today I did my base and I didn't have any lashes. I did take my mascara to do my mascara, but I didn't end up doing it. But I mean, she doesn't like her best in the mornings. Okay. I'd be too tired when I open the bar. Like, no ma'am. True. No ma'am.
But you always have your hair done, and some people say hair is more important than makeup. And you just always look very put together and clean.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You and girly. Like, you just give me bougie vibes, honestly.
So that was your first impression? You thought, look at this bougie little girl.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. I was like, she's giving, like, I don't know, she's just put together. Like, you have your life together and you have your look together.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah, and then you were like kind of starting to talk to me, and I was like, wait a minute, like, she's cool, you know?
Yeah.
I don't really talk to people first unless they talk to me, not in like a rude way or like standoffish, or I think I'm better than you, but I don't know, I don't want to be, you know, I only want to talk to someone if they want to talk to me, you know? And I feel like you made that clear, and here we are.
Yeah I found you interesting, I guess. I don't know.
Right. But now I'm like, she's a very genuine person.
I am.
She's a genuine girly.
There's like no fake bone in my body.
Right.
I can't. I will never be fake. If I don't like you, you will know it.
No, this is true.
Yeah,
this is true. So
question number 2.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, can we say our ages? Because they don't. Well, I mean, for those who don't know, I'm 25. Imani is 26.
I am 26, going to be 27 in December.
Yeah.
I'm a Capricorn. She's a Pisces.
Yes.
In case you're wondering.
I wonder what our compatibility is. Yeah.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do want to get our birth charts read one day. Oh,
yeah.
On the podcast.
We want to have my sister on the podcast and have her. Because she's, I mean, I wouldn't say she's a spiritual genius. Like, I mean, not like a astrology, like, whiz, but I feel like anytime anybody's like, oh, I'm a Cappy, she's like, oh, you guys are blah blah blah. Like, she knows like small little facts about all of the
and she knows off the top of her head.
Yeah, and she knows them off the top of her head. She won't
look shit up. She knows
exactly. She'll know.
She doesn't bullshit.
She don't. Okay. Question number 2.
Me or you?
You.
Me. Okay.
Wait.
Right? Because you asked the same question. Okay. So my second question is, when did you know you wanted to start a podcast? And for what reason? Like, what were you going to bring? Like, why was it something that needed to happen?
So when I first thought about starting a podcast, the reasoning definitely has changed, I think. When I first thought about starting it, it was back in 2020, right after COVID, like a couple months after COVID. I was working at BJ's. And not everybody was still kind of scared. It was like right when everybody finally opened up again. Like, they were letting restaurants open up, obviously, to like 50% or whatever it was. And so nobody was going back to work. So it was just me and one of my coworkers. Her name is Angel. Shout out to Miss Angel if you're listening.
Shout out Angel.
And me and her would just have like these really deep conversations, just kind of like how me and you have. And I was like, yo, like, this would be great for a podcast. Like, I just think like we're both, because she's also a very spiritual person, and I was like, I think we're just like both in a frequency where we can help others when it comes to spirituality and just like life in itself. So yeah, so I mean, I just back then I didn't really realize like that's why it would be the podcast. It was just like, I like our convos. I think a podcast would be great.
Right.
It never happened. So, but then now that we're here doing it, and now that like we've talked about it and our reasoning behind it, now my reasoning is, well, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, you know, to help those in need that like don't have the guidance or need some type of like guidance to
shift
spiritual awakenings, or just like other things in life, like relationships and being comfortable in your own body, confidence, getting out of toxic relationships, because been there, done that, you know what I mean? My experiences in life, because actually back in 2020 is actually when I was dating my toxic ex. It was actually when we started officially dating. I met him, I think, like 2018, and then 2020 was like when he officially was like, okay, I want you to be my girlfriend. So I wouldn't say I've grown from then.
Right.
I guess you could say, yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So that's my reasoning.
Do you think people come to you for advice a lot? Side question, not a main question.
Right.
Just follow-up question.
Just a cute little question. I don't know. I mean,
or maybe not come to you for advice. However, when y'all talk about things,
I think my besties do, like my best friends, which are my best friends.
Right.
It's literally three girlies. It's Jalissa that lives in Houston, and Marie that lives in Austin, and then my sister, my oldest sister. Those three. And I feel like those three are the ones that come to me.
right.
And like those are the ones that tell me everything. And I tell them everything.
Right.
Yeah. But I do feel like people don't necessarily come to me, but I do give good advice.
Right.
When I'm like talking to people. Does that make sense? Like
It
they
does
don't
make
come
sense.
to me for advice, but
you're
they do
giving
get
it.
I'm giving it, honey. And they're appreciating
You're gonna
it.
leave with some.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
take it or leave it.
Mm-hmm.
Love that.
Yeah. My second question was actually, why didn't we become besties right off the bat? Because for me, usually, like, if I meet somebody and, like, I like your energy, I'm like, cool. Like, I like her. Like, let's go out. And I feel like Imani, well, like we said, you were a little more closed off. So you didn't give me the vibe that you, like, wanted to hang out at first. But... okay.
I will say at
you
first,
can answer.
maybe I was a little hesitant on what your vibe would be.
Yeah.
Because of who you would hang out with at work. I guess. Not saying
okay,
that she
makes
was
sense.
with the bad crowd. She wasn't with the wrong crowd.
Right.
However, I didn't know if we were really gonna like line up on...
Well, I mean, because we were going out. Me and my other friend were going out and drinking like almost every time. Well,
I feel like every time after work.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Y'all would always go out after work. And it would be like after hour spots, like, girl, I'm trying to go to sleep at 2 a.m.
Yeah,
I'm
literally.
not trying to go to the club.
No, literally.
To an after hours spot.
And I was so shook coming into San Antonio because like El Paso doesn't have after hours spots.
Right. So that's probably fun.
I was like, oh my goodness. Like, what do you mean there's a place that open at 2 a.m. with bottles? Yeah.
So I wasn't sure because of that. However, because they did invite me out with them, but I don't think I'd go just because
times.
I was, not really in the mood to drink.
She flaked.
Not a big drinker. I don't think I ever committed, so I don't think you can call me a flake.
Just once. I think just once you flaked.
Okay, maybe. Okay, I think I remember that. But now we're actually sober queens.
We are sober queens, yeah.
So let's talk about it.
Let's actually talk about sober queens real quick because it's been... Wait, should we finish the questions or should we go into sober queens?
Well, this is kind of part of the answer of why we're friends now, I feel like.
Okay.
Because, before I wasn't really trying to partake in the activities maybe y'all were partaking in. So I was like, am I going to get along with this girl?
Right.
Like, I'm past that. I'm a little bit
Right,
older.
like,
I'm not trying to go out and
She's
be at the
a year
club.
older. I mean,
I'm just mean,
ma'am.
in comparison to my younger years, like 21, 22, like
Right.
I'm just not trying to go out to the club after work. It's not what I'm dying to do.
Right.
I'm trying to go home, you know? But,
which I mean, same now. Like now I'm like, I'm not trying to like, actually, I don't know where I stand. I love being sober.
right.
I love being sober and I feel better than I did when I wasn't, obviously, right? But I wouldn't mind going to the club right now. Like I think, you know what? I don't even think it's about going to the club. I think it's about dressing up.
Yeah,
and
that sounds fun.
I think that's why I like it too. It's putting on an outfit and like going out and like
getting gassed
up and just like feeling cute. I love, like you said, I'm a girly girl.
Yeah.
I love to put on some heels, put a cute little outfit on and go out.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. So maybe it's not even about going out because I could do that and like go have nice dinner.
True.
Go take some Instagram pics.
Or just go to the club and dance. You don't need to be drunk.
You don't need to be drunk. Yeah.
But circling back.
That's why we didn't become friends because
I think so. I just wasn't really sure.
Because once we did become friends, once we did start hanging out,
it was kind of just like
we just became inseparable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here we are starting a podcast.
And here we are.
Yeah.
But as far as our sobriety, we haven't been 100% sober. We've had some drinks here and there.
Yeah.
But we're not going out every weekend. Or
we've actually only gone out, what, like twice,
maybe? No. Well, once after work, which is like very chill vibe.
Yeah, I don't even consider that going out.
Right.
Like, I feel like going out
So
is
it's really
like
just
going home and like changing outfits and, you know.
Trying to drink a lot.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
So
just that one time.
It was just that one time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we went out. She wanted to have some fucking rumple.
I wanted some Ruppelmans, and I made it very clear. I was like, look, Imani, you don't have to take a Ruppelmans because I'm good with rums. Like, I'll be good with like one shot of rums and a drink, and like I'll be like pretty buzzed, nothing too crazy.
Right.
And she was like, no, I want one. She said, I want one too.
I wasn't so drunk. I was talking in a British accent, by the way. It's just our version of the reenactment.
So then she took one and she actually got really that's actually how we became sober queens, huh?
Yeah.
So she got really sick.
I got really sick. Not even really that
night.
Even like
that night.
It
like
was
she just like didn't
day.
Feel all that good. We were actually supposed to go to an after party, like to a mansion.
Yeah.
Party afterwards, and I was really excited because hello, mansion party in San Antonio. Like I'm like new to town. Like show me the streets.
Right.
But yeah, we didn't go because she was like, no, I don't feel good. So we ended up like just going to sleep. She woke up the next day and she couldn't even go to work. Like she felt sick. She was throwing up the entire time.
All day. Yeah. Couldn't keep water down.
Yeah, she couldn't. Yeah, she was just
really
like sick. She was down
really
bad.
Sick. So it honestly took me 3 days to really feel back to 100% again. Yeah. Which is really what made me go, okay, hey, like,
you know what, like
I don't want to drink anymore. I really
yeah.
hate how it makes me feel the next day, and this was like times 10.
Mm-hmm.
And it was too much.
And I was like, you know what, you're right. And I didn't do it because I got sick, but I did it because like the next day, like every time I would drink the next day, like I didn't have energy for the gym.
Right.
And I've really been trying to be on my gym girl shit, so
of course.
So yeah, so it was just like hand in hand, you know.
You joined me though,
right?
I love it.
I mean,
I'm not sure if I would have still be doing it, to be honest,
if you like by yourself.
But it was very easy. It wasn't that hard. It was kind of just.
It really was because I mean, like we said, exactly, and we were both just ready for it. Yeah, we were just ready to be like, yeah, I'm over this. I got better goals, better things to do with my time and then my money too, because
so true.
Yeah,
we are girls though, so we should be having our drinks bought for us.
Yeah, you're right.
However, sometimes you do have to buy your first drink or so. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I feel better. I feel way better.
Yeah, me too.
So
question number 3. Do you remember it?
My question is a 2-parter.
Okay.
It's my last question.
Oh yeah, we had just 3 questions.
That's favorite question to ask people, specifically men. Okay, so if you're trying to get to know a man, definitely ask him this question to gauge whether or not.
Write it down.
Yes, you might. You just might. So you can kind of gauge how he thinks, maybe how superficial he is, or just how deeply
another
he
side
thinks
note.
about.
Another side note. I'm single.
Side note. Why does that matter?
Because we're talking about like men and like relationships. What if like somebody's watching? It's like, ooh, I wonder if they're like both single or like, I don't know. I'm single.
Definitely holla at Jen if you're interested.
Yeah.
I'm off limits.
She's off limits. Imani's off limits if you're interested. Sorry.
So first part.
Okay.
What is your favorite thing about yourself?
My favorite thing about myself is probably my mind and my heart.
Elaborate.
Because I think I'm very strong-minded and not a lot of people are. Mm-hmm. Like I'm strong enough to know that everything's gonna be okay regardless of the situation, and I keep myself at peace like that. I think that's how I don't suffer from like anxiety, and like I don't really get stressed because like
can't say the same,
because like it's fine, like it's really not that big of a deal, like it's just life, And my heart, like, I just have so much love. Like, when I love somebody, like family, friends, I love you to the fullest extent. I'll love you with my mind, if that makes sense. Because I'll think about you. I'm a thoughtful person.
Right.
So, yeah, just like the way I love and the fact that I'm just Smart.
So this isn't the second part of the
say.
question. However, this is a follow-up question to the first part of the question.
All right.
If that made sense.
It does.
Where do you think that comes from?
Ooh.
Because I agree with you. I feel the same. However, I feel
about yourself?
as though, yeah, I would say, you know, I used to say I liked how resilient I am. That was my favorite thing about myself. However, I don't want to be known for how much of a beating I can take. And I think it goes more into how because of my experiences, I'm able to look at things a certain way.
I was going to say that.
But I do get anxious and I do worry a lot.
Yeah.
However, I'm thinking for you, where does that calmness and peace and you're able to look farther down the line, I guess, so to speak, not get so caught up with what's in front of you? Because I feel like it's more from a place of
I think
security.
Yeah.
And mine is like the opposite. And
Right.
that's where I'm like that.
Right.
So...
Well, I want to say, yeah, like from my experiences is where I think I've like learned to like know that it's not that big of a deal, because obviously like if I've gotten over that, if I gotten over this, like I wouldn't say I had the easiest childhood either. Like it's not like, oh, it's just like everything was just kind of secure all the time. But I mean, my parents did, I mean, it wasn't like yours, so to speak.
Okay.
You know, like it wasn't like crazy like that either. We weren't the richest of family, but my mom did raise us with a lot of love. But I don't know. I mean, my mom would say it all the time that as a child, like I just like had a big heart for some reason. Like it's just something that's I was born with. I think like that's just part of me.
No, like you're actually an indigo child.
But my mind, I think, is definitely something that I've learned to control. That's part of my spirituality, though. Like, I think that's part of, like, the spiritual awakenings that I've, like, gone through. And that's something that I practice. I haven't, like, always been the best. And I'm not the best. It's not, like, 100%. Like, I'm always peaceful. Like, obviously, like, sometimes, like, little things bother me. But I'm constantly practicing keeping my peace. You know, I'm really trying not let any little thing bother me, because like, why would I let something in the exterior world like disrupt my peace?
Right.
You know?
Facts.
Yeah, something that like I meditate, like something that I keep part of my meditations, or I guess how do I say this? What's it called when you say it's like a phrase?
Chant.
No. When people are like, use this for when you meditate.
Use this chant. Chant this when you meditate.
There's like a specific word that I'm trying to
I know what
think
you're
of.
trying to say, though.
What is it?
Well, I don't know the word. I'm just saying. I know the concept.
Anyway, what I think is I flow.
Affirmation.
Affirmation.
Got it.
I try to flow like smoke does. So like, I remember this one time specifically. I was meditating and I had incense burning. And I don't even know how to put it into words, but I guess like keep my peace, like the way the smoke would just like flow.
No, I love that.
You know what I mean? And like even like wind, like it's gonna like kind of like disrupt it, but like it still like flows with the wind. It's not like in a way it's not disrupting it. It's just like the smoke kind of goes with it.
Right.
You just flow with life and don't let anything kill your flow.
In Taoism, they actually say you're supposed to act like water, which means how water, when anything you put it in, it just takes that path.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any resistance to its path and it just goes.
Oh, yeah.
And that's essentially, I feel like, what
I'm
saying.
trying to say. Yeah. And that's essentially how I try and live my life.
I love that. I've actually never seen you in a bad mood since we've been friends. Now that I'm thinking about it, which has been a few months.
Yeah, it's been, well, yeah.
I've never seen you
like
upset,
actually like upset. Yeah.
But you've seen me frazzled and upset.
Yeah, definitely frazzled. Like when you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple times. Okay, second part of the question. What is your least favorite thing about yourself?
That's a good follow-up, or second part, whatever.
Yeah, gotta give them together to get the full effect.
To get the full effect, to understand them like truly.
For sure.
I would say actually my lack of forgiveness. I have definitely worked on it though. Like I definitely have, like, I've been better at like forgiving. Cause like even with my toxic ex, like I remember like after I healed, I wasn't fully healed, but I mean after I healed like a little bit, I would just wish him like the best, and I really prayed and hoped that like the new girl that he was with made him happy, because I know that what you send out in the universe is what you receive.
Right.
So I didn't want to be like sending him out like, hey, and I'm like, I hope like karma gets him. Like, no, like I really hope he's happy, because I want to be happy. And I want love and I want peace. And so I hope that's what he's getting. So, but I do catch myself like being a little salty sometimes, and like holding little baby grudges, but they're baby ones, you know? So I think that though, the fact that like I'm a little hard to forgive. It's hard. It's a little hard to forgive for me, but I'm working on it.
Hey, that's the first step. You're aware. We love that.
What about you? What's your favorite thing?
Well, I kind of answered my favorite thing. My least favorite is, I almost feel like it's the same answer, but because my first answer would also kind of be my mind, my heart. Yeah. But then at the same time, I know my mind and my heart I've formed some habits that I know aren't serving me right now. And they did back then. But now I know there could probably be something probably more efficient, probably just healthier for sure. That would work better for me. So I know sometimes I can get, pretty anxious, and I wish I could overcome that.
I want to
overcome that a lot.
Attack.
I'm not sure if I've ever had a panic attack.
Just one. And it was like right before I went in to see my ex at work, and I was just like worried that like, because he had texted me like, yeah, you could come through, and then like I was texting him like to see like, hey, like I'm here, like is it cool if I go? It was the first time I was gonna visit him at like a second job, and I was just like worried that he was gonna be like mad. That should have been a sign.
Oh, for sure.
The fact that I was like scared that like if I pulled up and he like didn't want me there, like, and he'd be upset. You know what I mean?
And I feel like I felt like that in relationships a lot. For even just minor stuff where I'm like...
Side note, ladies, if you think that he's going to get mad at you and you're scared of him getting mad, and it's not even like angry yelling at you, but just like if you're scared of how he's going to react, that's a red flag.
Oh, for sure.
That's not okay, because...
I wish someone told me that like 3 years ago.
Yeah, no, honestly, because this person that you're with should like love your presence, regardless of where you're at, like they shouldn't be ever like upset at you about like the smallest things.
I remember when I first got a vape, I was scared to like come home with my vape to my boyfriend at the time, because I thought he was gonna like be like, what the hell, like, what are you doing? That's not okay. Just judge me.
How could literally just judge you? And like my ex would judge me so hard.
Because say like one of your friends came home with like a vape or something and was doing something dumb, like one of your really good friends, like someone you love like that, you're not gonna be like, oh, what the hell, and like,
right, why are you vaping?
Yeah, like coming at them like
judging
the
you
wrong way.
Yeah, that's what he would do. He would judge me hard. Like he would judge me, just so hard. But they were just
break up with him.
Break up with him. If he is judging you, we're letting you know right now. Break up with him.
Break up with him right now, because
he should not be judging you. You should not be with somebody who's judging you, because if they're judging you, they're not ready for a relationship, because they are not loving themselves. And if they can't love themselves, they can't love you. RuPaul said it best. RuPaul has said it so many times, so many years.
Now sashay away.
Sashay away. Shantae, you say. All right. Was that the okay? My last question.
question.
I have one more question.
Okay.
That's actually going to segue us into today's topic.
Perfect.
Yeah. So my question is, were you raised Catholic or Christian, or what were you raised?
Yeah, bold of you to assume that.
Right. My bad. I'm so sorry. Just, the most common households.
Just kidding.
Religions.
I actually wasn't really raised as either one, I guess, or as anything at all, actually, because my mom and I lived with my mom and my stepdad, and they didn't really even speak about God at all, which is crazy because my mom is the most religious person ever now. Yeah, like crazy. But she didn't even mention it, and my dad didn't either. Neither did my stepdad. But whenever I would go spend time with my grandparents, they would take us to church. And then I had to go live with my grandparents whenever I was in like middle school and high school. And those are my mom's parents. And they were also very religious, very involved in the church. So I'd have to go to church on like Wednesdays, Sundays. I remember not really being into
question.
it.
Did your grandparents not take your mom to church, or did your mom just decide to not raise you guys just like that? Just like,
I actually don't think my grandparents were religious when she was being raised either. If I'm not mistaken, she told me this was like kind of a newer thing for them.
Interesting.
So, but me, that's all I really knew from them. I feel like they were always like that.
You said what kind of religion?
Christian.
Okay.
Yeah. My grandfather's Muslim though, so my dad's mom is married to a Muslim, and it's a whole thing because people didn't support them being together on his side because he's not with a Muslim woman, and you're not supposed to do that. And then in her family, because she's from rural Alabama and she married an African man.
Ooh, baby,
so,
the tea. They were like,
hot.
What are you doing?
Oh, yeah. She went to study abroad in France and came home married. Love that, though.
I love that for her. She's a crazy girl.
Sometimes you just gotta live life on the edge.
Yeah, no, you really, not even sometimes. You have to live life on the edge.
No, actually.
You have to live life like Larry.
So... now, but whenever I lived with my grandparents, I'd go to like church camps, stuff like that. So yeah, I'm definitely religious now. And I had a period of time where I kind of strayed away
from religion
and my relationship with God as well. Just like my spirituality in general. And maybe focusing too much on the logical side of things. Okay. But, I feel like that's maybe how adolescents kind of are. They're about the truth
and facts.
Yeah. And then I think kind of the older I got, I kind of shifted my perspective to be a little more just like visually seeing and hearing the patterns and just what it's shown to me. And sometimes everything can't be explained,
right?
And sometimes you just have to believe,
have faith
have faith that things are going to work out and good things are happening. And what about you?
I was raised Catholic. My parents are both Catholic, and their parents were both Catholic. So yeah, I was just Catholic all the way, baby.
Girl.
Catholic girly to the fullest.
And so
I was actually in a choir. Actually, when I was younger, I was in the theater for one of the churches that I attended. Yeah, like
she's a theater kid.
Oh, I'm a theater kid to the max, babes. You didn't know this about me?
No, I didn't.
Fun fact.
I love that.
In high school, I was in theater so I graduated early in high school. So I went to high school for 3 years, but all 3 years I had theater classes. And my last year in high school, I had technical theater and regular theater.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I was that girl.
Don't play with her.
I know, literally. I can build the set and be the main actress. But
would you love to do that?
No, I would literally love it. Like actually building in it. Okay. Anyways, what were we talking about?
Being Catholic.
Oh, I mean, being in the theater for church. So
bring
yeah,
it back
I
to God,
participate.
okay?
Bring
It's not
it
about
back
you.
to Jesus. So yeah, so yeah, I was like in the choir, and then I was also in youth group, and then I was also part of the theater. So I was very involved in the church growing up. I don't consider myself Catholic now, though, for sure. I definitely have Catholic influence. You know, I believe in God and the Virgin Mary and, you know, the angels and all that stuff. I don't necessarily believe there's a hell. I think we create our own hell here on earth.
I was going to say, I thought Earth was basically
I don't think it's basically hell, but if you make it, you can make it your own hell. You know, like people, like if you're a horrible person, like horrible things are gonna happen to you. You know, like if you think in a horrible way, if you do horrible things, like you're gonna live a shitty life. And then it's gonna be a loop.
Right.
Like a non-stop loop.
Like that's why I said I feel like hell is Earth, because you're gonna have to come back and do it again.
Yeah.
And you have to evolve.
You need to learn the lessons.
Get past this stage in life. Like this is a level, like you need to get past the level to go to the next level.
Right.
Gamer
the
girl.
next level.
Gamer girl things.
Yep. She really is a gamer girl, by the way.
Sponsor me.
What do you play?
I like to play Fall Guys. There's this new game called Starfield, and GTA is classic. I grew up playing like GTA, Def Jam, just like a bunch of rappers that would fight each other.
Yeah, I grew up
Simpsons
playing
Hit and Run.
GTA with like my brother, but like I never really like liked it all that much because I was like, me. I did like Halo though.
Oh, see, that's actually hard.
But like I wasn't like the best. It was fun though. Like
the best, you probably weren't.
No, I thought it was the best. I wasn't saying like I was the best. No, I thought it was the best. Like I thought the game itself, like it was so much fun. Like running around trying to shoot people. I don't know, but I wasn't the best, and I was like yeah, no, like my hand coordination to like try and like look around and move at the same time, absolutely not, honey. Yeah, but when it comes to makeup.
Don't play.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, being Catholic. So yeah, I'm definitely not Catholic because I don't consider myself Catholic only because this is actually today's topic is spirituality. So now we're going to talk about that. Now we're going to segue our way into that.
Kind of already in it, but
yeah, we kind of really are.
We're getting deeper into it.
We're going to get deep into spirituality, or I guess like what we believe.
So have you ever had a moment where you say you feel like you wouldn't just put the name Catholic on it now, however, or label. Have you ever had times where you feel like you've kind of strayed away and something maybe brought you back, or why?
I think just
do you feel like the way you feel today?
Getting carried away and like living, you know?
Right.
And like everyday living, like
getting distracted.
Yeah, literally getting distracted and just like going to work and going out with friends and this and that. And like when I had a boyfriend and blah, blah, blah. Like, and I wouldn't pray every day. And then when I would go through it or like something, you know, like I feel like as does everybody, right? Like something bad happens or, you know, we're like upset or whatever. And we're like, God, I'm sorry. Like, please help me, you know? Right. I feel like that was a reoccurring thing. I want to say maybe like, well, yeah, like growing up, like late teens, early 20s, you know? Nowadays, I feel like I just like have become so spiritual that I know that like, you know, I thank him every day. I feel my blessings. I'm grateful for every blessings. And that's really what like my daily prayers were, you know, is to give thanks and then also to ask for just my family's health and stuff like that. So that's just like a constant thing that I'm always doing every day. So I mean, it's
crazy because I feel like I can feel that energy off of you.
Being grateful.
Yeah.
Grateful. Thankful.
Grateful and thankful.
We filmed the TikTok and it's a reference. But anyway, follow us on TikTok. Plug our TikTok real quick. But yeah, that's interesting. How do you? That's really interesting. How do you feel that?
I have definitely had times where I have strayed away, and like you said, kind of getting distracted in the earthly ways of life,
everyday things. Yeah.
And sometimes it takes something to kind of snap you back.
Yep.
To go, hey, like something so obvious where, at least for me, I've had an instance where something so obvious happened that I can personally cannot deny any God, any other spiritual like there
being,
right, like there's a spiritual realm around
right.
us, surrounding us within earth. I don't even know, you know, it's all connected. But so let's get into it.
Okay.
So
let's get into your, because I don't think I had one. I mean,
other than just like the regular,
right, I think just because, like, you know, my mom every day, I mean, not every day, but like growing up, you know, she like would show us, like, there was just this one moment, because I'll say mine real quick because mine's pretty quick because yours is a little more deep, right? Yeah, so mine, it was like, I think there was like a hurricane like somewhere in New York or something, like somewhere lots of buildings had like been destroyed, and there was a mural of the Virgin Mary and she was untouched, but everything else around her was destroyed. So to me, I'm like, of course, like how do people see this and not think, oh yeah, like, yeah, it makes sense.
No, I have goosebumps.
You know what I mean?
Like when you said that, I got goosebumps.
Like it's just like, but I mean, like I said, that was like growing up. My mom would give us stories, and like we were just always raised. So like I always believed in God,
right?
And I always, I guess, felt him, you know. I've definitely like grown to believe other things, obviously, than the church would teach us, but that's something different. I guess we could talk about that different. But that's, I guess, that was the one thing I think for sure was like, wow, like that's crazy. Like that's, to me, like, as, because I think I was definitely a kid. I would say I was a kid.
Well,
but as YouTube, welcome back. So we had some technical difficulties. Our camera did end up dying, and we don't have a second battery pack.
Right.
But that means, with that being said, the full episode is not going to be on YouTube, unfortunately. But if you do want to get the full episode, if you want to listen to the full episode, follow the Spotify account, our Spotify account.
Go look up Spotify.
And you'll
Black
be
Couch
able to,
Combos.
The Black Couch Combos.
That is our handle on everything.
So yeah, like we said, sorry YouTube, you won't get the full episode today, but hopefully next time. If you do like, comment, and subscribe, we'll be able to afford it.
That'll definitely get us in the right direction.
But thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. If you want to see what we have in store, follow along to the BCC. We hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.
Bye.